Good evening, everyone. Tonight I want to talk to you about where we've been, where we are, and where we are going as we fight the spread of COVID-19. I want to begin tonight by saying thank you. Thank you for following all of the guidelines and the restrictions that have been put in place to contain the spread of COVID-19. The last few weeks have been difficult for everyone. This is not how things are supposed to be. People are meant to be together, and it's against our very nature to stay apart. But by doing so, we have protected ourselves, our families, our neighbors, and our province. By doing so, we protected our healthcare workers, and we ensured that our health system was not overwhelmed. And tonight I can tell you, without any doubt, it is working. Saskatchewan has reduced the spread of COVID-19. We have flattened the curve. And that is thanks to you, each and every one of you. Over the past few weeks, we all had to quickly learn a strange new way to live, and we did. We learned to stay physically away from one another, while at the same time staying connected and supporting one another through this difficult time. We figured out ways to work from home if we were able. Employees at grocery stores and pharmacies and other businesses that stayed open, well, they came up with new ways of doing things to protect themselves and their customers, while still providing an essential service to the Saskatchewan people. We learned about physical distancing, self-isolation, and flattening the curve. We learned how to pull together by staying apart. And we did all of these things as if lives depended on it, because they do. We have seen what happened in other parts of the world where this virus spread quickly and the health system became overwhelmed. Well, thankfully, that has not happened here, and that is because of you. So thank you. Thank you to everyone working in our healthcare system, the doctors, the nurses, the technologists, and the pharmacists, the cooks, the cleaners, and the maintenance workers, the students, volunteers, and the retirees who have returned to the workforce. Thanks to all of the people providing the other essential services that we need. And I'm thinking about the folks working in our grocery stores and in our food distribution system, the workers delivering food and parcels to our homes, the truckers who keep our supplies moving, the utility workers who ensure that we have power, heat, and clean water, the farmers and the ranchers, and of course our first responders, the police, the firefighters, our EMTs and paramedics. Thank you to the parents whose kids have been at home these past few weeks instead of at school. And thanks to the teachers for finding ways to ensure that our kids can still be students. Thank you as well to everyone who isn't working right now. Everyone who is doing the right thing by staying at home to reduce the spread. Thank you to the businesses that have been required to close temporarily or to severely cut back your operations. And to all the employees of those businesses who are now staying at home because you may have lost your job. I know this is an extremely difficult time for you and for your family. But tonight, because of the tremendous effort of Saskatchewan people and the success that we have had in reducing the spread, I think we can begin to provide a bit of optimism and a roadmap for businesses and services to gradually reopen and to allow for more people to return to work. Again, the only reason that we can begin to have this conversation tonight is because together we have reduced the spread and we have flattened the curve. By any objective measure, what we are doing in Saskatchewan, it is working. What you are doing is working. As of today, Saskatchewan has 326 cases of COVID-19. 4 people have unfortunately passed, and we mourn with their families and with their friends. But 261 people have now recovered from the virus, and today there are only 61 active cases and just 5 people in hospital. So to put those numbers in context, on a per capita basis, the number of COVID-19 cases in Saskatchewan is about 70% below the Canadian average. And the number of serious outcomes, hospitalizations and deaths, is more than 90% below the national average. And at the same time, The COVID-19 testing rate in Saskatchewan is more than 40% higher than the national average. We are doing so well here. So we can continue to reduce the spread and to keep those case numbers low, while at the same time, can we gradually allow more businesses to reopen and more Saskatchewan people to return to work? Well, I believe we can, but only if we proceed with caution, great caution. Our government takes this decision extremely seriously. We know there are risks on both sides. If we move too quickly, we risk increasing the spread of COVID-19. If we move too slowly, we risk permanent damage to the livelihoods of thousands of Saskatchewan people, businesses that may never reopen, and jobs that may never come back. So we have to find the right path. So tomorrow, we will unveil a plan to gradually and methodically reopen businesses and public services that have been closed because of this pandemic. It is a plan that is developed in close consultation with Saskatchewan's Chief Medical Health Officer, Dr. Shahab, and it is a plan that will be carried out in 5 phases. And as we proceed with each phase, we will carefully monitor COVID-19 case numbers, and we will adjust the plan as required. As businesses are allowed to reopen and employees return to work, they will have to follow stringent physical distancing and cleaning procedures, just like the grocery stores and many other businesses that are open and operating safely today. As we cautiously proceed through this reopening process, some of the other restrictions will remain in place for the foreseeable future. We know that in Saskatchewan and elsewhere, the largest and most dangerous outbreaks have been related to travel, to large gatherings, and to seniors' care homes. So all of those restrictions will remain in place. We also know that aggressive testing and contact tracing are key to controlling the spread of COVID-19. Canada has one of the highest testing rates in the world, and Saskatchewan has one of the highest testing rates in Canada. That will continue. In fact, we are looking at ways to increase the testing and the contact tracing in the days ahead. Ongoing restrictions in high-risk areas and aggressive testing and contact tracing. This is how we will continue to keep our case numbers low and manageable as we proceed with caution through the reopening process. Tomorrow, Dr. Shahab and I will outline which businesses and services will be included in each phase of the Reopen Saskatchewan plan, and some dates in May when the first couple of phases will begin. So again, let me be very clear. This will be a gradual, methodical, and a cautious process. It's not like flipping on a light switch. If anything, it's more like a dimmer switch that's been turned down. And over the next several weeks, we will gradually be turning up the light once again on Saskatchewan's economy. It's been said that adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. Well, I believe that to be true. Here are some examples that reveal everything you need to know about Saskatchewan's character. Alex Pelche of Regina, he decided to make 200 brown bag lunches in his apartment at Easter time. He figured with the pandemic there was some people that may be going hungry. So Alex hit the streets and he gave those 200 lunches to people in need. Meanwhile, in Prince Albert, 79-year-old Eleanor Land decided to fire up her 4 bread makers. Eleanor's been baking 50 to 60 loaves of bread a week for the Community Cares Kitchen. The kitchen has been providing meals for families that have been impacted by COVID-19. And in Moose Jaw, Chris Merkel decided to post the following on Facebook, and I quote, "I will be offering my help to anyone in the city for running errands, and I will gladly go get your groceries or anything you need. I'm a single person with no kids in my 30s, and I feel that I should be putting myself in harm's way before anyone else." These are 3 stories. These are 3 stories out of thousands. It's true. Adversity does reveal character. And in this crisis, your character has been revealed as resilient, determined, courageous, and compassionate. Caring and strong, that's Saskatchewan. And I have never been so proud to call this province home. Thank you.